this is myself, I'm going to say so right now. Good morning. Is the mic on? Can you hear me okay? Hello. Welcome to Friday. Are you ready for Friday? I am most definitely ready for Friday. I'm rolling up my sleeves, ready to dig in. You know what I'm saying? So, because this is a live stream being hosted on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Not sure if there's an actual StreamYard link, if you even would want to go to the StreamYard link. I mean, it's a possibility. Anything's possible in the world of Stargoat Studios. And I would just like to take this opportunity to thank you for showing up. It is 6:00 something here on the West Coast in California, where we're doing this live broadcast, where you are the greatest of all time. Because you're made up of the stars, right? Right. We know how this works. You are more than welcome to join me if you would like to pop on screen and sit next to me, and we could talk about things that most people don't want to talk about, don't want to hear about, don't want to acknowledge. And I get it. It's because it's the two sides of the brain arguing with each other, your logical side and your artistic side. And logically, you know you exist, you get a life, and you die. End. It's over. Right? Right. But deep down inside, it starts to like bubble up. And the artist side of you is like, no, you got to live forever. Your legacy. And so it starts working together and you start creating images, imagination. And somehow, over the last several thousand years, half of the world's population has decided it's easier to shift the responsibility of our existence to a higher power. Yes, I believe in God. Duh. The same way everybody else does. And a lot of philosophers, different characters throughout history, they've come to these conclusions. Most people that study just religion, school, just information, period, they end up leaving the church and they get closer to God. That's just the way it is. And most of them, they end up becoming like Trappist monks, Buddhist, they go out to like a monastery, they become vegetarian, vegan. They actually do the work. All right. There's a difference between going over to the Mormon church, going over to the Islam church, going over to the Catholic church. Those groups of people, yes, there's doors for them to walk through to find stuff. But when they stay there and they become stagnated and they fight over the dogma, that's when they all just left God. Literally. You don't have a choice. Like, you cannot sit here and argue with me that you're going to a specific dogma, one group of men and women that believe one certain way and not open to other ways. That just does not make sense. So fortunately, we do have the United States for the last 250 years that does have the morals and ethics extracted from those great works of literature written throughout time. But what they do not include is non-empirical evidence. That is the United States of America. Secular governments from all over the world and other people that have used religion to control masses, they're upset. They don't like that. Why would you allow for that? There's 4.4 billion people that are either Christian, Islamic, that's like 2 billion plus 2 billion, and then there's like 14 million Jewish people, which leaves almost 4 billion people that are looking at all those people and just kind of going, okay, let me just drink my coffee. And we just go with it. How is the majority of the population under that form of hypnosis? How are they sitting there day in, day out, just living in this state of, all right, so that's my diagnosis. for today. That's all I got. Anybody want to talk about anything else? Let's talk about music and harmony and actual existence. Over just 2,000 years, the written history that we have documented, not Gilgamesh and the Odyssey, and the what are those guys called? The architects? No, archaeologists. Yeah, those guys. The forensic archaeologist that go through and put pieces together, and they understand a little bit about what history is and how maybe the pyramids were built, or it's great. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing that people are communal. They want to be together. You can see underneath, like, every human has a desire to belong or be accepted, to be a part of the group. It's no fun if you're not in on the joke, right? Right. And so when Rome began tolerating other religions and adopted Christianity with a mixture of pagan belief systems, did Rome fall? Or did Rome do what they did in that White Rabbit show I was watching yesterday, and just moving around the chessboard? Because, if you look at the world today, it's pretty much Rome. Like, it's full of carnivals and indoor plumbing and, nice dresses, aristocrats, and yeah, I said aristocat, not crat, because I love that movie. Just makes me want to sing. So should I sing? How much time do you guys got? I see I have 2 viewers, my 2 very special star goats. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, you want me to talk about something specific, I've got, I ain't gonna lie, I probably got like all day. I am taking holiday, the sick leave kind. And it's because I get once a year. If I'm not feeling too hot, I can just take 40 hours with the company that I work for. And that's pretty cool. I really appreciate that. But as a caregiver, you can't really just leave your people that you're caring for, can you? So yeah, I'll take the hours, but am I still going to go show up to my dude's house? Yeah, duh. Come on now. So what's wrong with our society? I don't know, just about everything. I put comments up on social media, people one way capitalist, one way socialist, and I'm like, except the United States is both. It literally says it in the Constitution, doesn't it? Let's pull up the Constitution. Everybody's like cringing right now. It does not say socialism in the Constitution, Stephen. Yeah, it does. It doesn't say socialism, but it does say be sociable. Please give me the preamble to the United States Constitution. And now I'm going to read this. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Let's break that down. Specifically, the part about the general welfare. I'm not saying the people running over to get EBT and stuff like that. I'm talking about, and they are talking about, the general part of the population that does not have the mental processing capacity. The strong protect the weak. So if you are a high-skilled, high-aptitude individual that is out there just killing it every day, making mad loot, buying cars and properties, guess what your responsibility is as an American citizen? Let me read it again. Promote the general welfare. Who are those people? Who is the general welfare? What is the welfare? Because right now, everybody running over to get welfare and some kind of joke. It was supposed to be there for times got hard, not for you to make a living. But I think statistically, do I need to look that up? Like, how many people are literally living off of social services? It's because the system is broke. And it's not even broke. It's just needs some tuning. It really just needs a few little minor adjustments across the board, across the entire board. And no, it's not like, oh, there's Elon Musk making $1 trillion on NASDAQ, and there's all these billionaires, and oh, we need their money. Let's tax them, or maybe we'll tax the middle class. No, that's not the way out. That's the way back to the beginning of the pattern. Our brains are designed for pattern recognition. So I need a group of people to begin to recognize the patterns of history. You have to be objective. You cannot be a member of a political party. You cannot be a member of a religious organization. You just have to be a good human with logic and rational reasoning. That's all you need. And you're not even going to become a government official. Goodbye, government officials. Goodbye, false doctrine. Goodbye, false leaders. Just gone. It's literally us continuously feeding into anything that anybody says. Like, if the people watching me, we're participating in this. After you leave here, you might go participate in something else. And what are you participating in? What is that feeding? And so on and so forth. The entire hierarchy, if you really want to look into further detail, you can see them. There are people that have mapped this out. Every single organization on this huge hierarchical chain where it all goes up to like one small group of people. Communism. Because that's the actual reality of the democratic system. It is ran by communism to support socialism. Prove me wrong. That is exactly how our system is set up. You have the opportunity, you do have the opportunity to go from the very bottom to the very top. Absolutely. Because it doesn't say in communism you have to be a certain person. There's no like royal family or like monarchical passing down through the generations. Literally, a human wrote down the word communism and attached a definition to it based on his observations. How hard is it to literally take the etymology of the word and actually put it into good use? But literally, there are people born today that have no idea what happened on September 11th. No idea. They have zero clue. In fact, there are more people alive today that do not know the movie Porky's. Everybody's like, oh, Hollywood was so fantastic back in the 50s before immigration and blah, 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 blah. Right. Porky's was actually made in that era. I know everybody's looking up Porky's right now, except my older viewers. I do appreciate everyone being here and listening to me ramble on about. I posted on X, I'm diagnosing humanity right now. I mean, I personally have, but will it actually uphold? It depends on who you ask. You can go to court and you can swear on a Bible to tell the truth, or you can go to court and you can swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, under penalty or perjury or something like that. Yeah. So you can do it in a secular or a non-secular way. What was the diagnostic? It's schizophrenia, neurosis. I mean, neurosis, whatever. Like it. If you look up the definitions, 100% that's what's going on here. You want to flip the script real quick? You want to go to the other side? Because I did say I believe in God, just not the same way. Because religious text gives you some ideas. Let's talk about Moses talking to a bush. Was he hallucinating? Did he what? Where in the story does it say what was he eating before he had these visions? Before he heard the burning bush, stuck his hand into it because it wasn't going to burn him. Blah, 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 blah. We all know the story. Was he on DMT? Did he get hit in the head and shake some DMT loose? What's DMT? All right, fine. Dimethyltryptamine is the little chemical in the pineal gland in the center of your brain that produces this magical little liquid that when it comes out, it goes bloop, 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 and makes you all, whoa, I'm one with the universe and God. And it allows for you to dream and see in color, basically. You can actually consume it. It grows naturally in plants, and then they just make tea out of it. It's called ayahuasca. Yeah. So that's our reality. That's where we live today. Had anybody from the scientific community existed during that time frame, would we be where we are today? I always think about these questions, but I also have like this other side where I think about the deep quantum aspect of our reality and how, it said thoughts become things, right? That's not like an actual instantaneous. No, you think about it, you make plans, you write it down, and the brain patterns are emerging as you, right? So when two people come together, like a cell splits, symbiosis, mitosis, everything's happening, and the consciousness begins to grow. It starts as a blank, and then it just keeps getting more and more input. And as it grows and develops, it eventually, full-blown human passes, consciousness is absorbed into the system. Does it get a comeback? I don't know. I'm not here to speculate on the system. I can just tell you how it works. That's all I can tell. And that's all anybody can tell you. And we're almost at a point where we can confirm that maybe your consciousness goes on afterward. Technically, it does, because everything you've said and done in your lifetime is echoing throughout behind you. It's being carried on. People can try to bury it, erase it, forget about it, but your echo is still there, right? That's the beauty of music. It doesn't have boundaries like that. It doesn't have those limitations that humans clearly set on ourselves. And we do it for a lot of reasons. We know psychologically people would not be able to function with the idea that they just live and die. They're not going to go through pearly gates and go walk with Jesus or Muhammad or whoever they believe while they're existing. There's that fear of loneliness. It really does. This is going to be really interesting, but we're going to go full circle back to a previous conversation we had about locks on doors and privacy laws and the real reason why you have to have a bank account with a password on it. People cannot be trusted. Word salad served up hot. Our world only exists this way because you, me, her over there, and him over there, and every person in this room cannot be trusted. Every single country, every single walk of life, you cannot be trusted. If you could, and your neighbor could, can you trust your neighbor? No. There is literally a law designed to protect your intellectual property from your neighbor. Most people have fences preventing interaction, preventing each other from interacting because, they could be playing the long game. They could just be buddying up to be your friend for a long time. And then when the time's right, they're going to take your cows. They're taking your daughter. They're taking your wife. And now they got 2 wives and 20 cows instead of their 10. Maybe they didn't have cows before. Maybe they're just a lonely wanderer. But you know the truth. And that's why we have walls. That's why we have these little fortresses. Fear. Because it belongs to me. This is mine. Can't have it. It's a way to live. Most certainly is. So what do? Vote on it? Take them to court? I'm going to drink more coffee and express my gratitude for being here today, because I love it. I love my life. I love life in general. I love just how it happens. It's happening. It's literally incredible. It is an absolute miracle. Like, check this out. Watch this. I'm going to take the outside and I'm going to put it inside of me. Watch this. And then my whole body does this thing. And it's like all these like molecules and chemistries taking place. And then I just put it back out. A little bit of me, a little bit of that. And isn't that weird? I'm like drinking beans that were seeped in water. And water is hydrogen and oxygen. Wow. It's really weird thinking about these things. But it for me, it's magic. Like, it is literally mind-blowing. It's amazing. There's like pianos and harps and choirs, drums. You can walk. You can walk. You got a thumb. Look at that. It like does stuff. You can like grab things. Isn't that cool? We have figured out how to take quartz, remove the silicone, store information on it, and then transmute it to one another. Did Moses talk to the burning bush? It's such a good question. Abrahamic faith. It's where we're at today, everyone. We are at this crossroads right now. Still, somehow, 2 billion Muslim people on earth convinced that their ideology is absolute. It's like 2.2. So I'm leaving those 0.2 for the group of Muslims that are like rolling their eyes, looking at the rest of them going, why? Like, why can't we just live our lives and be happy? Because there's one in every crowd, right? What are you going to do? Yeah, I do wish my co-host would come back. He's such a conversationalist, even though he likes to overtake the mic and camera all the time. Honestly, I don't know if he's coming back, everyone. I think his ass got hemmed up. I really hope not. I miss him. I'm gonna have to. I tried to reach out to him. You guys remember who I'm talking about? I'm sure he's got some great stories. I don't know. Maybe he could be totally pissed off. And back to being able to trust one another. You know, who's holding a grudge? And how long have they been holding that grudge? The grudges of their fathers and their fathers. I like to believe my father raised me to be my own man. My father did raise me to think for myself. My father raised me to not take what people tell me on a silver platter, because I know that there's a gold platter. There's a platinum platter, and it's most of the time best without a platter. Yeah. So for all you men out there that are following in your father's footsteps, doing exactly what your dad did, is that what he wanted you to do? He wants you to be like him? Fight his battles? Yeah. Just lots of questions I got. Yesterday I had that appointment I went to. Thank you. I got some good feedback about that, and I do appreciate that very much. It was a PTSD appointment, and I was prescribed yoga. Because I'm not really into the medication scene. I get the whole alchemy, physiology, molecules, but I also know that a lot of it starts up here. It's in your head, and anybody that knows me, I'm not about to put down my complacency on your life, right? No. I'm literally in a locked house, blinds are closed, and I'm still looking over my shoulder. I'm still trying to peep out the window, make sure there ain't no like snipers, make sure there ain't no fucking, God bless it. Because I know the world I live in. I don't stay ignorant. I know exactly where we're at. I know the frame of mind is just not there. You see anybody watch that show White Rabbit? That was such a good one. Does that feel paranoia? Yeah. But is that what's happening? Like it's actually already happening? Like they've implemented that AI that's going around and like it literally knows everybody that's depressed, easily swayable, and they can take advertisements and things and direct them specifically to you to get you to perform very specific actions in your daily routine. I'm glad only 2 people are watching this. I can only imagine what's going on in y'all's head. What did I take this morning? Nothing, actually. I shaved, kind of. My beard going. Got my sideburns. I showered. I did not take any mushrooms, and I have not played the guitar. I have not smoked any weed. No, I am fresh out of bed for like about 2 hours, and it's just what do you do? Just what do you do? Who do you know? Who do you talk to? Almost. No, you guys don't want to know about that. Yeah, no, I almost went Catholic once, twice. Yeah. The second time was much more serious than the first time. Yeah, I went over there and I started talking to the father. And the more you talk to religious people from a place of logic and rationale, it gets really hard. And I think a lot of that has to do with their background and the general population, the general welfare that they're continuously trying to console. And as somebody who is an ordained minister, I will marry you. If you want to get married, hit me up. I know love poems. I write love poems. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. We'll be funny. We'll have a great wedding. All right, I'm reading this right here. Interesting. In this moment, I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Turn on your TV and watch the wedding. Enjoy it. Just shut your brain off. Stop thinking. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch talent marrying talent. I'm trying to remember their names. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, right? It's not Kelce, or I don't know. I just saw it. It was like Kelce. Yeah, because that's how much I pay attention. Completely. No, I know he was a football player. He is a football player. Did they win the Super Bowl? I don't know. Are they good people? They seem like it. Are they bad people? Really? Really? Anybody ask that question? Like, I see like people like kind of like going back and forth on this, like, oh, they're so horrible. Madison Square Garden was filled with homeless people. Now all those homeless people just got moved so she could have her wedding. Then we'll be back next week. I mean, we'll see. She did drop on top, from what I understand. Not only did they rent out the venue and hire like thousands of people to like put this together for them. But separately, they donated $26 million. I think anybody who's anybody that exists on Earth should just, like, what? You got $26 million? You can just give? Then don't say anything. Watch the freaking wedding. Enjoy it. Send them positive energy. I hope they have a long, beautiful life together. I hope they have lots of kids. I even hope they go to church. Weird. But why? Why the pivot? It's not a pivot. I understand why religion is actually in effect. I get the human brain. You should too. You probably do. You get it. You're watching my show. It's here to organize, to give people that sense of belonging. Not everybody has the same neurotransmitters of the biology or epigenetics. They don't have centuries of good health and diet and exercise. Their family members took care of themselves. No, people were born into hope, trying to get through the fire. And that's what religion is actually here for. It's to help you get through your feelings. So the infinite, all of that which is God. In modern English, geometrically oscillating design. I know that's like a lot, but it literally is geometry. Every molecule, every atom, it's all mathematical equations. Geometric mathematical equations across the board, across the entire spectrum of what we can observe. And you're a part of it. That should be right there enough. You don't need more explanation. You don't need to go run to jihad or Muhammad or Jesus or the priest or the father or the rabbi. Like literally, you exist. Breathe it in. Smile. Be happy. What are you so afraid of that you need other men in history to explain how to be a good person? How? Psychologically, from a medical physiological perspective, there's components missing. Half of humanity has developed the brain for rational and logic critical thinking. Almost half, because somehow it's over half of the world's population still has not developed. 4.4 billion people still hold on to this. Thousands of years. Man. Force majeure. It was a cause of nature. That's what the courts would like to say. Where a few thousand years ago, it would have been God favors me. It wasn't a force of nature. It was God. Your people died. My people are alive. God loves us, not you. Stabbing suspect shot in hospital. Wow. Go humans. Look at you guys. Not you guys. You guys are the best. I got 3 people on here now. I had 4 or 5. I think it was just a little too real because people don't want to hear it. You cannot challenge a crazy person's beliefs. And this has been proven all throughout history. You can't. Literally, it is all up in every component and every aspect of our world. All of it. It wouldn't be so bad if it actually had substance, if it had like an empirical explanation to why it needs to be the way it is. But it doesn't. It's something that people just naturally flock to because we're easily adaptable. You can rewire the brain to believe anything at all. Whatever you want people to believe, it's possible. You want them to believe in dragons? Make a dragon. They'll all see it and they'll all believe it. It doesn't have to be a real dragon. You're not going to get a real dragon. But there's people that believe. And they'll put their lives on the line to protect that belief. So like I said, you cannot argue with crazy. If you don't believe me, go down to your local bus stop. Yesterday, a guy came up. This dude was way strung out. Way. He was like, man, his eyes were just like bleeding. He had to be slightly drunk, definitely on meth, or maybe heroin. I don't know. Like, he looked trash. He was a Latin kid. He was Mexican or Latin descent. I don't know if he was Mexican. He could have been Spanish. I don't know, but he just looked tossed. He looked like he just came from an event in Skid Row, walked through San Bernardino, and then somehow showed up in Disneyland. I'm like looking at him, and he comes like walking up. He's got a crumpled water bottle in his hoodie pocket, and he's like, "Hey, do you have $2, man?" I'm like, "Do you have $2?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Perfect." And then I stood there and waited for my $2. And then he was like, I could see like the bewilderment and the puzzling pieces going together. And he's like, "Do you have $2, man?" I was like, "No, bro, I'm on a scooter waiting for the bus. Do you got $2? And he's like, "Yeah." So I got quiet and I was waiting for my $2 again. And he's like, "But I need $2." I was like, "Me too." Man. Am I funny? To myself, absolutely. I was hilarious. I was trying so hard to contain myself because I could feel it. I could feel like his despair and like his just not knowing. And did I want to help him? No. At that point in my day, absolutely not. Did I want to help anybody? No. Do I want to help anybody right now? One or two people. Maybe the three I'm entertaining right now. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelsey. What is the pronunciation of that guy's name? I should probably turn the volume up and I can hear him talk about it. That's really cool. And it's so weird. I really thought she was the American Idol girl, but no, I'm confusing her with, I don't even know her name now, because it's all about Taylor today. We're not talking about other singers. But yeah, she's done quite a bit in her time. She'll get up on that stage and just sing and dance and perform. She puts out albums. I think she plays the guitar. I mean, highly entertaining. A lot of value. A lot of value she is adding to the world, isn't she? She's like Travis, the football player. Look at them. They add so much value to society. I mean, how good is everybody feeling? I know everybody's waiting for me. Flip it up. I'm not. I genuinely am happy that people can get married and love each other, because that's what this is about. That is what adds value to life. Do you need to worry about society? No. We got locks on the doors for that. We got passwords on your accounts. You don't have to worry about anybody. Let the professionals handle it. But he runs around screaming, nothing's fair, everything's wrong, everything's broke, taxes are too high, can't stand helping homeless people or immigrants, or I can't help you. I didn't agree to help them. Cool. That's cool, guys. Want to talk about why I signed up to be an ordained minister? Because I like I said, I believe in marriage. I believe in that holy matrimony, devout trust you give to another person. This day and age, it's hard. It's really hard to go that distance and be accepting that even if you do go all in and the other person doesn't, that's fine. That's when you know you've learned to love completely. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah. American Revolution. That was a good one. I'm watching the news over here on the side while I'm doing my broadcast just to make sure we're staying up to date and current. I don't want to give you guys old information. I'll start talking about 9/11 again. Oh, I will. That's kind of how we opened up the show today for anybody that wasn't here for that part. Yeah. We opened up talking about how there are more people alive today that were not alive during 9/11. Let that sink in. So all the people that are up on the podiums, running for office, their idea of democracy is a lot different than the older generations. These younger generations are being made into the tolerant version of Rome. And if we look at the history and we look at when Rome started to tolerate religion, suicidal empathy. That's the book Gad Saad had written. Oh, I'm telling you, put me on a plane, take me out to Washington, D.C. I would totally be at that block party. I cannot believe that. Well, I believe a lot of people are not there because it's scary. A lot of people are very scared to go to events like that. I don't blame them. The government wants to protect you so you can enjoy the freedoms. People sign up for the military so you can enjoy those freedoms. And we see what happens. You can't trust the people next to you. You can't trust your neighbors. You can't trust neighboring countries. You can't trust neighboring religions. And the title of this podcast is Bag of Oats. Because we're all horses. Little bags of oats on our face. Once our bag's empty, we wait for the farmer to come refill our bags. Aren't we special? Do ordained. Let's read that again. Oh, I opened up Grok. Grok is so base too. Shall we? I like to put my hand on my heart when I read the preamble. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Domestic tranquility. Some people get it. No, others don't. Until when? When is enough going to be enough? Enough martyrs, enough speakers, enough people spending their whole lives yapping it up, talking nonsense, getting paid to do nothing. Landlords, property owners that rent out to people. Yeah, I do it. Is it right? No. Does it have to be done? Yeah, it has to be done. Do you have to go get a job? Yeah, you have to go get a job. You don't have a choice. You can be one of those people at the bus stop. So, just like everyone, complain about the system, but keep feeding it. It's really your only option. There's just too many people. There are too many variables to deviate from this path at this point. A lot of people are talking about civil war. Ha! Ha! Okay. Anybody that says that, anybody that's like on the edge of their seat and they're saying civil war, if that's you, do me a favor. With a smile and warmness in your heart, just go to your neighbor's house real quick. Get up, go over to your neighbor's house. Say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Good afternoon. You want to have a push-up contest? Ask them. just go around, ask any random person, hey, let's see who could do more push-ups. What civil war? Who is going to fight who? Like, really? For every person that keeps saying that, you're probably excellent marksman. Go talk about the fundamentals of marksmanship with your neighbor who just got off of Halo with their this is their trigger mechanism right here. This is what they be doing. Boop, 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 boop. You think I'm joking? You really think I'm joking? Because it goes beyond that. Now you really need to go real deep. How many of your neighbors do you really think have the mental capacity to unalive somebody over their beliefs? Sure, they're coming at me. Yeah, a lot of people, they'll defend themselves. Strangely enough, a lot of people don't. They don't defend themselves. They just take it. So here we are, day before Independence Day, talking that shit. Loving it. Loving it. 4-letter words and everything. And that's what people should be doing. Singing. Piano playing, getting on the microphone, having a beautiful day. So I did promise music. I don't even know if I can play anymore. I might have forgotten. Gosh darn. Aren't you glad I put on pants for this broadcast? Normally I don't. Yeah. Here to share the love with you. I need a better strumming pattern for that. Somebody got? Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. No, because it's not the right notes either. I think it's a D. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel that that's anew. Normally, I would play the guitar and I would adjustment there for you. There you go. I'll record guitar playing and then I'll come back and sing. I'm not that coordinated. Too much time working, not enough time jamming. It kind of like brings me to this other point. We'll save that for another video. Deep in the heart, sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel that love's anew. I could just sing that part all day till we get it right. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it, love anew. Take us the wind through the trees. Pollen speak to the bees. Play the grass through a comb, manicured and trimmed up all around. LOANE card again, fix or repair daily, time consuming friend, systematically customized, conjured up before your eyes. I hold my Walkman on my side, deep pockets, music will arise, here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it, love's anew, love's anew, love's anew. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. You want the second verse? All right. Vocalizing, we try to feel it inside. Express what is eternally internalized. And if you've made it this far and you wonder why, Stephen, what could you mean? I reply, it's in the heart of lies, slumber's choice of words. Perhaps it's awake and alive and filled with joy and spreading delight, systematically conjured up before your eyes. I hold my Walkman on my side. Yes, I made that song up. You want to hear it again? All right, let's sing it again. Fine, fine, fine. He wants to talk about religion and education and processing, brain thought stuff. Golly gosh darn. It's just better when you play music anyway, right? All right. Let me mute this so I can cough. That was really loud. You didn't want to hear that. Trust me. All right. From the top. I like to open with the chorus. I know there's like written down information on how to structure music, how your song should be put together. Am I that person? No. So enjoy. Here to share the love with you. Just to take this absolute serious. I'm gonna put on my tuner so I'm not waving around too much. Because I've had some vocal training. Am I perfect at this? Am I Taylor Swift? I am Stephen Gray, also known as Stargoat. Your favorite Stargoat, because you are my favorite Stargoat. If you're new, everything's made up of stars. It came through the stars, fusion, whatever, fission, and existence happened. Greatest of all time right now. God over all things. Goat, you. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Somebody get me on beat. Let me just push the. Is that too loud? All right. 80 beats a minute? No. Let's go to 100. Does that sound about right? That's about how fast I was taking it, right? Let's get to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. It's a little slow. I think it's 120. Like most dance music, right? You're like, my downstairs neighbor's like, what in God bless is that tapping happening? Tune in, like, and subscribe. Start getting the broom on the roof. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. The heart when you feel it love's new. A gust of wind through the trees. Pollen speaks to the bees. Blades of grass through a cone, manicured and trimmed up all around. L-O-A-N-E-K again, fix or repair daily, time-consuming friend, systematically customized, conjured up before your eyes. I hold my Walkman on my side, deep pockets, music will arise, here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when your spirit loves anew. Vocalize it, try that feeling inside. Express what is eternally internalized. If you've made it this far, and you wonder why, Stephen, what could you mean? I reply, it's in the heart of lies, slumbers, choice of words. Perhaps it's awake and alive and filled with joy and spreading delight. External influence, validation seekers, the ego driven. The stories of old shall not be forgotten. Certainly for sure, you've heard it twice, countless thrice. What is meant to be will remain. God whom we pursue, here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Thank you, 7 people, for joining me. Clearly, the guitar is a deciding factor as to whether or not the conversation is going Moraine, Snoozeville, or is it going to let's have some fun and jam on our music? Let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Are we a part of the solution? Or are we a part of the problem? Every man on earth needs to wake up every day and ask himself that question. If you're not reaching for a musical instrument, if you're reaching for a projectile device, you are in the wrong. If you are reaching for a weapon, it means you have not reached the peak of human processing power. You are still holding on to something else. Cheers. Welcome. Good morning. I'm here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart. So, all you men and women, you're not exempt. Come on now. And to share love with you. I'm hitting a G, and I think I'm in the key of F sharp. I don't know how any of this works. My tuner thinks I'm at a G. So weird. Even though it's a D. And to share the with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel it anew. Let me clear my throat again. Wow. Good gravy. All right. Love with you. So in love with you. I wonder how low we can take. You want to go down to an A? I don't like the A. I like that D. Keep it on D. Get to share the love with you. You guys enjoying this? We're an hour into the show right now. I was expressing earlier how much time do I have? I was telling you, I took sick leave. I haven't officially taken it yet, but Who has their earbuds in and was like, please don't play that high pitched sound ever again, Steven. Sorry, I won't. All right, my bad. Me. Funny faces. Funnier faces. How are you doing today? I am so happy and grateful. We have gained quite a few viewers in the last few minutes. Everybody must be getting out of bed. And so I'm going to take this opportunity to thank everyone for being here. I love you very much. You are amazing. You are the greatest of all time. Goat. You're the goat. You are the main character. You are literally made up of stardust. You exist. You're here right now. It's literally the greatest moment of all time. There wasn't yesterday. There's not tomorrow. There's right now. That sun can solar flare any moment. Any moment. Just, by the way, this weekend, put on sunblock or stay in the shade. Do not go in the sun this weekend. There was a solar flare. It's supposed to knock out radio communications. That's how strong it was. So go ahead. Do whatever you were doing. It is totally working for you. Uncomfortable, squandering, fearful, whatever. Do you need help? We have people for that. There is lots of love out there, everyone. You have questions, people have answers. Just gotta take that pride down a notch. It's okay to not know. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to cry. It's okay to go to therapy and ask other people. Talk to other people. Because without other people, you ain't nothing. You don't exist. How arrogant is that of me to say? For sure. But it's true. You can sit here and tell me you don't care about other people all day. I got people on social media. I'm explaining to people how our society is built around and designed for strong people to protect and help not strong people. Not weak, because they're not really weak, but they are vulnerable. There are vulnerable people that don't have the strength, the processing power, whatever it may be. Who's going to care for them? I literally am witnessing other humans saying they don't care. They don't want their tax money going to that. They don't want to even pay taxes to support other people that don't have the ability, that don't have the capacity. Because the way they're looking at it, they're like, well, they got family. Let their family take care of them. Okay. And you'll see, some families out there, and they have like kids with like Down syndrome or whatever. I know I went total far end. But the thing is, most people with Down syndrome are really smart. It's just other people take advantage of them. Back to what I just said. Who's protecting who? Selfishness, arrogance. I'm just here to share the love with you. Here to share the love with you. Deep in the heart, the sound carries through. Deep in the heart, when you feel the love's anew. Take gust of wind through the trees. Pollen speaks to the bees. Blades of grass goes. I want to explain. That's a pretty deep lyric right there. I said blades of grass through a cone. What does everybody think I'm talking about? Let me just tell you. I think I've mentioned it once, but you ever been in a highly manicured community where everything is perfect? Every single leaf is counted. Everyone that hits the ground is watched, observed, and then picked up delicately by the gardeners. Do you live in one of those communities? And then along comes the construction crew. They'll put up a sign, some cones right there on the grass around it dies, a little water coming out of the sidewalk, and there's like that little strip where it's like all moldy and stuff, and it's been there for 6 months. Grass is now growing through the top of the cone. And the landscapers, though, they don't touch it. They just come and they weed whack around the cone. Shortly after I published this song, the area where I live, I think somebody heard it. Because almost immediately they went down there and they removed the cone. They took down the sign. They cleaned up that whole little section. There's no more water mold going across the grass or nothing. It has literally been there for over a year. But I went down there and I took videos of it. I think they saw me and they're like, we better fix this. Little did they know I was just using it for the music video for this song. Blades of grass through a cone, manicured and trimmed up all around. Yeah. And then that next part, take a sip of your Alani Nu. It's literally because I was in my car sipping on an Alani Nu. I reached over and I grabbed it and I took a sip and I looked over and I saw the grass growing through the cone. I was like, weird. And this entire song was written like that on that drive. That's all I got for that. And then the rest of the day, I spent trying to record it. I did record it. I'm out of key, off beat, all that. I've made like 5 different versions of this song already. I have a very good musician who offered to be a featured artist on this song. And as soon as I have the capital for that, trust and believe. We're putting it out there. It's totally going. Am I going to be on it? I don't know. People like my singing voice. I have to find my singing voice. That's part of the problem. Hello, A&E car again. Fix or repair daily. Because I can do voices too. You didn't know that? Time consuming friend. And it was a loaner car. My car was in the shop. I was driving a loaner car, drinking an Alani Nu, observing how manicured everything was, and grass was growing up through the cone. And it was just time consuming, you know? It was just like all this extra. I was on the phone with a guy and he was like, the Ford dealership, and they were like, oh, we're going to need your car for like an extra month. And I was like, why? He's like, well, there was an oil leak on the plate, on the front plate. I was like, weird. Okay. 2024 Ford Edge, 3 recalls, less than 2 years. I gave it back. They're going to ask me for money. They're going to be like, well, we auctioned that car. And I'm like, why? You literally are selling somebody else your problem. Hello? That's not cool. Our society. Still looking over my shoulder in a locked house. Yep. An hour and 10 minutes. I have 7 people watching. Thank you again. You guys are the Star Goats. I kind of want to go do stuff. I'm most of the way done with my coffee. We are sponsored in part by Chuck's Reserve, local thrift store. If you have stuff at your house, donate it. You don't have stuff, go to your thrift store anyway, take pictures, post it on your page. You got it like that? Okay, go to the thrift store, buy stuff at the thrift store, and then go down to the bus stop and give it to the dude that asked me for $2 yesterday. I'm just kidding. He doesn't need your junk. He needs drugs. He needs more drugs. And the nice thing, the tolerant thing, would just be to let him figure it out on his own. It's his life. Let him live it. People make great choices. And as a decent human, you just gotta accept that, you know? Just gotta love. Because that's all you really, really ever have control over. That's it. You can choose that. Even if it hurts, even if it's painful. Trust me. I have been hurt. I don't want to say what all the things are, but I'm telling you right now, I have been crying. I've been beating on my chest before. I've been on the ground, curled up into a ball, isolated, sobbing. Not a soul. And eventually, something in my head clicked and said, you know what? There's only one thing that matters, Stephen. It's you. All of the things that are happening because of other people is the result of them. They don't decide who I am. All of the bad things that anybody has ever done, ill will or intentional, unintentional, oh, I don't love you anymore, I've had a change of heart, all of that had nothing to do with me. And once you realize that, that's when you're finally, I swear, you will be free. Free of judgment. Free of other people's eyes. Because I'm going to tell you, they are no different than you. They are identical. Their thoughts, their feelings, input and output. Some is more solid than others. But it's still shit that comes out in the end. Either way. And for everybody that can't take a shit right now, you chose that. That was your doing. You decided to do that. Not the you right now, you yesterday. Because you yesterday didn't care about future you. I don't even know where this is even going. I don't even know where it came from. Literally talking to myself. Like, that's essentially what reality is. It's the law of mirrors. And a lot of people are like, oh, you don't get no likes or stuff on TikTok or X, whatever. No, I mean, I do. I mean, not by the thousands, not by the droves. And it's not because people aren't interested. It's just because there's too many people. You know, and if you see somebody like me just posting just to chime in and put my 2 cents into the pie, you know, it goes against the narrative. So that's one thing. But the way I see it is we're all just but a reflection of one another. And so even if it was literally only me in existence, would I still be making the videos? Absolutely. Would I still be playing the guitar? Absolutely. Why? Because it's fun. It feels good. It's nice. Once you erase everything else out of your existence, there's like this world of good feelings waiting for you. So cry it out. Scream it out. You know? We're all standing in our own personal echo chambers. Somebody else comes along to validate your feelings and your existence, and embrace it. You know, that's all humans ever have done. A group of people, 2 billion of them, decided that they all feel a certain way, and they're all going to keep doing it that way. And the other 2 billion of them, they want to do it too. So 4.4 billion people at odds with one another every day, thousands of years, 1,700 years, 600, whatever. Whoever wants to do the math, everybody knows the written indoctrination, whatever we have now, is at least 1700 years. Whew, man. I mean, ultimately, there's really just not enough space on the planet, apparently. There's some really nice places, you know. If only everyone could live in Mecca. You thought I was going to say Southern California. Who has been to the Los Angeles History Museum? Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Does anybody know the actual history? Not American history. History of the Los Angeles region. Because they got it documented. There's a whole museum that talked about how this area, this region, has been known throughout the world for thousands of years as literal heaven on earth. Did you know that? Pirates knew it, kings knew it, emperors. This is literally Shambhala. At least that's what they would call it. There's been all types of governments, all types of rulers, kings, tribes. LA is old. A lot older than what the speculative surface level history says. And that kind of information just, it's not ready to go out yet. I like that. That was an interesting little. Did you hear that? That was pretty cool. It's like dun, dun, dun. It was an accident. Now I can't do it again. It's like dun. Good thing it's recorded, so we'll have that for later. So I have no special guest today. Nobody wants to get on and tell me I'm wrong, or agree, or give me your philosophy. I'm willing to listen. I would love to hear it. I like changing my mind. I do it all the time. I used to be one of those full-on Santa Claus believers. I mean, who wasn't? Everybody believes in Santa. Until you learn it was a whole bunch of other stories. It's like, what? People are so accepting of that. But the biggest one, can't argue with that yet. I got to let you guys go, or you're going to have to sit here and watch my background while I go to the bathroom, because it is straight up coffee o'clock up in here. What time is it? I said I was going to go do stuff. I think y'all can go do stuff. Ow, 7:20. Oh, holy moly. The moly is so holy. That was my version of Silent Night. I like to sing it as Holy Moly. You guys want to stand by? Are you going to still be here when I come back? You can give me like 30 seconds. Okay, I'll be right back. Do you want to like hear music or something while I go? I can't play anything because that would be illegal. Oh. Watch, I didn't even charge my watch last night. Holy cow. Coffee. Great, it's just number 1, 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, are you ready for the main event. In the northwest corner, coming from the white side of the ring, that is the white side. Did you guys hear all that? Did you hear that music? I was like, if I did it right here, you would have to turn your volume down. I don't know if I can turn my volume down. Maybe if I go back a little bit away from the microphone, it won't be as loud. But la, that's a D. La, 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 la. That's a G. Ish. A little wavy. La, B flat. La, 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 la. That was B flat to C, B flat to C, B flat to C to G. Do it with me. La, 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 la. That's it. La, la. I don't know if those are the actual notes, but that's what's coming up on my metronome tuner. So, what is that song? I will literally send $1 to the person that can name that song without Googling it. Well, you can't. You know, try to Google la 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 la. No cap. $1 Cash App to the person that puts the name of that song in the comments. La 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 la. La 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 la. That's not how the rest of the song goes. Everybody's like, keep your dollar, Steven. Just keep singing. That's good. Cheers to that coffee. Figaro. Figaro. I don't think it's Figaro. I don't. Is it the Marriage of Figaro? Isn't it? Bum, 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 bum. Echo, play The Marriage of Figaro. Echo's like, no, I'm not getting involved. Hilarious. So, let's see. It's 7:25 Pacific Standard Time, and I have put out a bunch of invitations. If anybody would like to come on. Oh, thanks, guys. A lot of little hearts. Don't you love getting the hearts? Somebody hearted my post yesterday, and I just melted. I just started crying. Joy, you know, because it's like, it's nice to be heard. It's nice to be seen. But when it's somebody that you might admire because of their tenacity and dedication, and when your not master, your teacher, but yeah, those are good examples. And that person gives you the validation that they see you, that's there to take your breath away. That is there to let you know you're doing it. You're okay. You exist. Did it matter? Did you really need that? No. Like I said, I'd still be doing this if there was nobody else here. Why? Because it's fun. I need this. I need to talk to myself a lot. Oh, see, she does play the guitar. I knew it. Talking about Taylor Swift again. I just saw a music video. She was like playing the guitar and singing. I was like, yeah, there we go. I'm still trying to figure out who I confused her with from American Idol. Was it around that same era? Like there was this other girl that was doing like this country pop music. I cannot remember her name either. No. I'm not going to Google it. It'll come to me. Just give me like an hour or something. Right? So, as you can see, I'm dressed up for Friday. Mostly, I dress like this because I like the way it feels. Same reason I go live on the broadcast. Same reason why I drink coffee and then play the harmonica. Don't ruin your musical instruments with your food breath, right? That's per your band teacher. So, a lot of things been happening. I have some questions. There's only like 3 people that can answer these questions I have. First question for the first person, if you're watching. Make sure my wording's right. I don't want to ask anymore. It's kind of like a bid, but at the same time, I could come up with questions. What questions could I come up with? All right, one person out there, only one person would know the answer to this question. Did you No, can't ask that question. All right, so that was a little too deep. Okay. One person can have the answer to this, but everybody will feel like they have the answer. Okay, there we go. This is it. Did you know I love you? Yeah, that was a good one, huh? It was like general. It applies to everyone, but the question was directed at one person. See? The one I was going to ask before was much more specific. Do you remember that time I looked at your car because you asked me to? See, that's way too specific. It did narrow it down to about 45 people, though. But only one person would be watching this and think, I do remember that. Dang. And then another question I could ask that might sound like it could be for everyone, but it's just for one person. How do you phrase that without identifying time, people, or that would be no, can't say it like that. That would definitely be a big reveal. I don't want to reveal all this stuff right now. Look, it's 7:30 on a Friday. Grok has apparently been listening to my entire conversation. Have you? Oh, now he is. We don't want to get into that. So we've gone over the Constitution, we've gone over psychology, and is it time to go get that bag of oats? Yes, yes, it is. What did we cover today? A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I love that song. I really do. I'm going to be singing that all day. Goodness gracious. So, with love, with every molecule, all the way down to the atoms that make up me, I love you. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being the greatest of all time. Thank you for being the main character in your life. Thank you for standing up and saying that thing you think nobody wanted to hear, but needed to hear it. Thank you for being brave. Thank you for existing. Thank you for everything you are doing right now. Thank you for your contributions. At any time you need a supporting character, I got you. Just want somebody to stand there and look like a bodyguard or just be fly on the wall. I got you. You need a main character in your life? Hit me up. I will come with my trumpet and my harmonica. World Cup celebration. Yeah, you guys sure do know how to celebrate. You got the LA County Sheriff out and riot squads. Looks like you guys are just so happy a group of guys are playing soccer. So much pride. So much love. So much love. We got to start killing each other and blowing shit up. Literally. I am happy to be alive. I love being a part of this. I hope you are too. Have a beautiful day. You're the GOAT. God above all things. It's also the greatest of all time because you're the star. Give me half that heart. Oh, yeah. Beep, beep, beep. And put it on your screen. Put it right there. How about some kisses? Y'all, peace out. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Kind of sorry if I offended anybody. If you are a person who gets offended easily, it's your education level. It's not what's being said. I promise. And the older you get, the more you're going to understand what I just said. You don't know everything. And every time you get angry, hostile, offended, so on and so forth, it is simply a matter of you haven't put the neurotransmitters to the synapses, and it'll get there, I promise. All right. It's nothing to be ashamed about. We're all wired the same. Some of us are just missing wires. All right. We'll get there. Lots of love. Peace out.